Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Camera Tuesday, we're going to talk about Insta360 X5. So let's dive deep into it. So this is Mark 5. Now, why that is such a big deal is that this company is rather new. For example, their first model of this lineup started only in Insta360 1X in 2018. So they're not that old, so to say. And they started with $400, this puppy. Then they went to 430. Then we went to this puppy, $450. And then their last model was $500. This puppy is $550. So prices has not gone up that much. So it's like inflation and this and all that, so price is rather reasonable, so to say. And I have to be like frank about this, that this is mind-bogglingly awesome. The fact that where they started from where they are is just a few years apart. Like if you look into Sony, Nikon, Canon, Fuji, Panasonic, whatever have you, all these camera manufacturers, they literally act like 1990. Like no modifications, no improvements, no feedback. And this company, and again, even DJI, I have seen these new crops of camera companies, they are actually listening to the customer, and they are like, okay, what if our instrument is not made out in 1990? So fundamental, the amount of polish and feedback loop is very tight. It's almost like somebody actually works in this company and actually listens to the feedback. It's like, okay, what would make people happy? What would they are complaining about? What are the, checks and balances that we can introduce? It's like, damn. So at this point in time, the latest variant is $550, and as of time of making this video, it's 55,000 rupees. However, let that be very clear, that's just the raw camera. Most of the time you will get bundles or packages. So in those sort of things, price would be higher. So be aware of that. Although some bundles are kind of nice, but most are not. So be reasonable about that. And this can do 8K 30p. Now here's the, do you need 8K? 8K in a square format? No. Like rectangular format? No. But in a 360, yes, 8K is not enough. Like the moment you expand it to 360-degree horizon, a sphere, it's no longer that much. Like it's literally not. So that was an issue with the early cameras. It's like, yeah, you could shoot 360. Yeah, it's cool, awesome. But the moment you do a small area where it's like, okay, let's focus on this, it will become potato quality. That was a very big issue in 2018 and all that. That's why 360 did not have that sort of upscale uptick, so to say. Heck, even so to say, GoPro also tried it and they gave up on it. But this company kept chipping away at it, and that's why this resolution bump is kind of necessary. And it was starting to become useful by 5.5K. And so this can even do 5.7K 360 sphere at 60 frame per second. Now, does that matter? Well, yeah, if you need 60 FPS, you need 60 FPS, then you're going to deal with that. But if you do 4K, which again, I do not recommend unless you are cropping a very large area out of it, meaning like almost like a wide screen, then you can do 4K. That will allow you to go up to 100 FPS. 360 wise, again, 8K for like normal scenarios, 5.7K for 60p. Don't try that 4K minus. You can do zoom in 4K 120 FPS, but don't try that 4K, because seriously, 4K at this, GG. 4K at 360, not GG. And it has many more improvement. That's why I'm like so shocked about it. Like compared to all other companies, they're like, what if we only change this little bit, and they launch every 3 years. This company is like boom, 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 and all the feedbacks are going in. That's why I'm so happy about it. It's like people, again, it does piss people off. It's like, dude, I just bought your last model and now you have released a better model. But again, like look from a holistic point of view, customer gets a much better experience. So this is an interesting launch. So what about the footage, right? At the bread and butter of this, this puppy has like compared to the last variant that had 31 square lens, sensor. I have no idea why they talk about that diagonal ratios. Just talk about surface area. Surface area was 31 millimeter square, and that in X5 is 69 square millimeter. Nice. So it's huge. Like light surface area gathering capacity is huge. How huge is that? 69? Well, practically speaking, there are only few smartphones at this point in time that you can just buy, let's say, flagship of Samsung and flagship of Apple. The main cameras, not any auxiliary cameras, just the main cameras have that kind of sensor. It's huge. And the moment you go down in cost, that sensor disappears. It's that expensive and that rare. So having that two of those puppies, yeah, that's magnificent. Meaning at this point in time, the footage quality directly goes toe to toe with almost all flagship, like flat out. And there is one Sony camera that has a bit bigger sensor, but not that much better. And again, it does not sell that much. Like it's not like hundreds of millions of units are sold. So practically from average person's point of view, this literally has good enough horsepower that it's like, yeah, it's rather I can pull out my smartphone or pull out this puppy. This puppy will actually go toe to toe in low light performance. So that's there. And again, be mindful, sensor is cheap, sensor is dirt cheap, take it and go, nobody cares. You can even look into sensors in basically camera lineup. It's not expensive, it's the SoC that is the expensive part, and this company is like pouring a lot of money into the SoC. Again, they are saying like 5 nanometer node, that's expensive. 5 nanometer node and 2 sub nodes. Those sub nodes are basically for one sensor, one for another sensor, and the main cruncher, that main cruncher is 5 nanometer node. It is expensive to do. So that means they have some good deals with some good foundries. So they're really good. Like, it's not like, 12 nanometer chips and all that. Nah, like a really recent node. And because they have increased the low light performance, they're like, okay, what if we boost it up more? Because again, the SoC is that high powerful. They're like, okay, you're gonna take low light. And be mindful, AI has the same rule as computer. Garbage in equals garbage out. Meaning you must get a good low light image, which again, it could have noise, but it should have data, then it can enhance it. But if it does not have data, it's like it hallucinates. So it has good enough low light on its own because of the giant sensor. Then it takes 2-3 frames of it, buffers it, compresses it, and adds the color and exposure data into your main system. Now, it does come with a penalty that if you have too much motion into it, it will look kind of weird. But for just a scenery kind of thing, just like, random things, it's more than good enough. You can enjoy it. And that's the whole point of pure view mode, so to say. Pure video. Night, basically it's a low light where it's taking frame back and forth and compressing the exposure, so it looks good. It's almost like stacking. So really good. And this time they have also added log, which again, log may not sound a very amazing thing. You have to understand that sensors are amazing if you can handle the data throughput. That's the difference between cinema camera that has the same sensor from, let's say, Sony semiconductors versus Sony Alpha that has the same semiconductor. It's like, why cinema camera is like this big? Because the pipeline required to handle the full data from the sensor is bonkersly huge. Full sensor data could be as high as 16-bit linear data. So that's like, yo, fat pipe. That's huge. Data is huge. But here's the deal, we cannot handle that much data. Even in cinema camera, they compress it to 12. It's huge. So what this sort of computer, they squash it, right? It becomes garbage. So again, they do AI to do mapping it randomly, not randomly, I would say, as precisely as they can do to maximize the yield. But there is a better way. It calls logarithmic. Basically, take the linear data of 16-bit and S-curved it into 8-bit. Now, you can even do 10-bit. So benefit of that log is that you can uncompress it. Basically, it's a smart compression, and then you can decompress the footage. And what's the benefit? Well, the footage that is coming out of camera will look garbage. It will look ultra flat. It will be like there. But the moment you put your LUT, which is look up table, that it can map the color data reliably, and then it expands it. And then it's like, whoa, where is this extra data coming from? It was there. It was just mapped accurately, so to say. Basically, linear to log compression, log to delogging, basically lookup table, utilizing a lookup table, you can have really good looks and feel. That's why all cinema are generally shot in logs, and then they have like a really fine-tuned log that a colorist will sit down and develop for this look and feel of the movie. So that's how log do. And again, log in 360 for such a low price is like, damn, that's good. So meaning if you really know what you're doing, you can really take log footage and make it color grade like, wow, like you can make it like really good. So that's a good thing. And Insta frame mode, where it has like a technology that allows you to basically have a vertical for TikToks and Instagram, and then horizontal for what else is left, YouTube. So you can do that. Now be mindful, this is similar to what GoPro has, but GoPro has limitation because it's a square sensor. This is a 360. It does not care where you are. It can easily crop and move and all that, and you will have extra data in both of them. So that is really good, and a lot of other footage stuff and all that. So trust me, you will not be like, only if it had this. Like, yeah, you can open your mouth and say, I want a 16K, like, 120 FPS. It's just not realistically. And again, they can make it. It's just you won't be able to afford it. So realistically, it's really good. And the philosophy of this system is very simple. Shoot first, frame later. And again, you do not need to go to computer. You can just utilize the app. An app, they have been polishing the hell out of it. Like, damn, the app is becoming really good. And again, they are like, hey, your smartphone has such a high computational horsepower. Why not use it to detect, subject detect, and like, oh, subject detect, 360 sphere, subject detected, frame it like this, go YOLO, done, go home. So all of those things matter. And in the early days, GoPro had a very clear lead when it come to image stabilization. However, that lead has slowly become like, this was the lead early days. Now it's this. Now it's this. Barely any difference. So flow state stabilization is almost, if not better than what you're gonna get in other options. So really good, like really, really good. Like you will not be like, oh, only I wished it had a bit more stabilization. So genuinely good. Now, again, let this be very clear. If you are first time looking into buying a camera, the first thing you will be shocked by, like how horrendous they feel, especially if you're coming from smartphone, especially if it's your first camera. Now, I'm old where I came from DSLR. So I knew about DSLR when D3100 was launched. So, old days. So that time DSLR was a big deal because there was no alternative. Smartphone wasn't invented yet, and not to mention the smartphone that did came, that was like so horrendously bad. It was not a competition. Nowadays, because of the advent of AI and development of compound lens, it's like really good output coming out of your smartphone. So if you are comparing a modern smartphone with a modern camera of similar kind of price, you will throw away the similar camera. Not because the quality is not that good, it's just that it's horrendous to use. And this company, especially any new company that I'm noticing, they are really paying attention to, can we actually make it usable or not? Not just like, does it have like ultra high resolution? No, nobody cares. Like you're gonna deal with a crappy user interface, or interface that requires like black magic understanding and quantum physics understanding. You will do that if you're getting paid. So colorist or cinematographer, he's getting paid to deal with that, he will deal with that. You and I will not. Like again, some nerds, they enjoy it. Again, when you are young, you will enjoy it too. I used to enjoy it too. But as you get older, you will be like, yeah, I ain't got time for that. I want to capture it, the end, go home. And especially if you're coming from your smartphone, you'll be like, why this is so clunky? So this is the whole point. And they listen to the feedback. The feedback was, because the lenses are protruded, whenever it drops, the probability of lens housing getting cracked or chipped is very high, because again, it's the physics of it that it needs to be a dome. The dome falls, the dome gets contacted with hard objects. So they're like, okay, what if we make it replaceable? Like compare that to GoPro, where they're like, no, you have to bring it to special things so we can F the customer with extra money. Here it's like, okay, here's a small kit, take it and go. And somebody put some effort into it, and like, this is a waterproof housing and it does not get compromised. Oh, you're changing it, it's going to compromise. No, take it and go. Take it and go. I'm like, wow. And again, somebody put some effort into it. It's like, if you touch the lens, fingerprints are near impossible to get out of it. So it's like, okay, what if we have the suction cup on the lens? So you just pull it from that, put it from that, put the cup into it, rotate it, done, go home, sweet dreams. And again, the lens covers are hard because again, they have learned from the last 4 variants. They have made it as hard as possible. But again, they did not went the Apple route or GoPro route, where it's like, what if we F the customer? It's like, what if we do not have the customer? Like, hey, do this. And again, you're like, you're not supposed to crack it. Trust me, you have not gone hard enough, or have not put it on our drones. It will crack. So like, if it does, heal it quickly, go. And one YouTuber put it quite well. It's like, you will no longer be scared if this option is available. Meaning the moment you do it once, you will no longer be scared. So you can actually utilize the equipment. So that's the whole point. And gesture control. And I'm like, nobody thought of this. Like, the idea is that generally all these systems have gyroscopic data, like the MEMS sensor is there that tells it X, Y, Z motion and all that, rotation in all direction. And that's how they feed that data from the sensor into the computational algorithm, and that's how you get stabilization. Cool, awesome, GG. It's like, that is there. What if we use it? What if we twist the system to trigger the camera? Because again, you were like, what if a voice? Okay, in Tony Stark, Iron Man's Jarvis can talk. Most AI voice assistants, especially in a noisy environment, does not work. You know what works? Double a twist. It cannot be drowned out by noise. Your bag will not randomly go like this. So it's a very easy way of creating a signal that cannot be drowned out by noise, cannot be done unintentionally, and it's super simple. You do not have to think about it. It's like, go home, done. That's like, somebody thought of it. I was like, you have the sensor. Almost all cameras have this sensor. It's like, what if you use it? I'm like, damn. So that's really good. And wind guard, because again, a lot of people have complained, especially bikers, that it would be awesome if we could have relied on onboard audio. Then like, okay, we're gonna improve the wind muff, so it's actually good. Again, remember the law: garbage in equals garbage out. Meaning, if your mic is capturing garbage, no amount of AI gibberish will fix it. If your audio is good and signal to noise ratio is good, and wind noise still would be there, but if it's lowered and you have clarity between the signal, AI can enhance it. AI is like, I got you, fam. But it won't get you, fam, if you have poor wind isolation. improvement in that. On top of that, they made sure that they have in-house wireless mic solution, because again, you must have seen like how I'm using this. People use DJI mics and all that. These are expensive, and if you buy a bundle kit, you can get wireless mic for that. So if you're just buying one thing and you do not want to think too much about it, buy it, have fun. Now, a lot of Bluetooth mic headset that are in your helmets, they are also compatible with this. But please look into the compatibility list before buying, or buy this one. And yes, it will work with a Rode and DJI also, but using USB. So it will be a bit more clunky, but again, it will work fine. So that's a really good system. You can use USB-C audio, awesome. And you can use in-house system for people who do not want to deal with extra hassle. That's awesome. And outdoor rated charging port, I'm like, wow. It's like, you must have seen that modern smartphones have waterproof rating. Heck, folding phones have waterproof rating. How the heck that's possible? Because somebody figured out gasket technology. It's like, yeah, your USB-C has a gasket in there. So even though it's physically exposed, it does not have any current going through there. So unless you physically put in something, current does not flow. So it's like, it's nothing. So you have gasket, it's like, I got this, I'm good. So they put that here. It's like, why does that matter? Here's the, if you're doing long exposure, there is a real probability that random rains can happen. At that point in time, like, oops, because you are running it on external power. Yeah, because again, does have a lot of good time-lapse functions. And you may want to use power bank and all that. Have fun. So subtle things that makes your life a bit easier, less stressful. So in-house wireless outdoor rated system, and battery is bigger and faster. Now again, I enjoy the bigger and faster part. I do not like the fact that it does not have legacy. This thing I have to say Sony did really well. Sony quite early on, I think A7 III, Mark III, they kind of realized, settled on Z100 or Z1000 battery, and they're like, done. This is the battery for Sony, done, go home sweet dreams. All full frames use that battery, done, go home sweet dreams. Meaning even if your old worn battery that is not as powerful, it will not give you a same shot, but at least it can be used. Here it's not like that. It's like every model they are getting new battery. So I do not like the part, but I am happy that at least they are improving it. Where they're like, hey, so instead of 22 milliamp hour, it's like 24 milliamp hour or 2.4 milliamp hour. Sorry, 2.4 amp hour. So a bit improved. And 80% charge in 20 minutes. Fast charging. Now be mindful, lithium chemistry, especially nickel, manganese, cobalt, or generally generic lithium chemistry does not like more than 1C. 1C is 0 to 100 in 1 hour. You can't push beyond that. You can do how quickly you want depending on temperature, 0 to 80 as quickly as you want. You can do 0 to 80, 30, unless you really put like, some weird things like silicon in anode or cathode, it's having very hard time. So 0 to 80 is super easy to do. It can easily be done with all camera batteries, Panasonic, Sony, Nikon, all of them. Chemistry level, it can be done. They just don't do it. It's like, it was not there in 1990. We will not give you now. This is like, shut up, take money, go home. So really good part. Again, I'm not happy with the legacy part because again, it's almost the same thing. It's just like, what if you made it just, it feels mean, but at least they're giving something. Like, they take something away, at least give something. Not like big companies like Canon is like, F you. So that's the good part. App has been improved a lot. Like that's where their intelligence actually shows. Is like app is useful. Like, holy damn, app is useful. So a lot of that. And magnetic mounting is also added because they're like, yeah, thread and all that is cool, awesome. But what if you have just like plonk, go home? So it's like, yeah, they figured out magnetic clamp. Basically, other cameras also have that now. So lot of subtle improvements, all of them piling up for your experience to be easier. Whereas like, it's not like, whoa, I am like, super amazing camera where it's like, you can show my footage into Vegas Dome. It's not like that. It's just that it's easy to use and you do not have to worry about it. Now question becomes, for whom this camera is? Well, this camera is like for people who just want to be in the moment. You do not want to be like, okay, I'm going there, I'm gonna take my camera bag, I'm gonna have this lens, I'm gonna do the shooting. Yeah, no. Again, as a photographer, if you enjoy that, have fun. But most people don't. Most people don't have time for that. And again, people hate that aspect nowadays, where it's like, everybody's just pulling out their smartphone and not, rather than just enjoying it or having fun with it. It's just like, stuff getting lost in the screen when you are in an awesome place. So this sort of thing makes sense in that scenario. It's like, you still do not want to have that feeling where it's like, oh, I lost the moment, it was not captured and all that. So it's like, it's in the moment for those sort of people is very good. And it is something that your smartphone can't do, because the gap between an action cam and smartphone is not as huge as it used to be. Because in the early days, smartphone rain did, drop did. Now it's like quite robust, quite water resistant, especially the flagship ones. Like some of them have IP68 rating, or some of them have IP69 rating. Well, like damn, like you can almost do swimming in swimming pool, not in ocean, but swimming pool. Most of the flagship ones can handle it. Heck, even foldables can even handle it. So that's like really the gap between action camera versus your smartphone is gone down drastically. But 360 and smartphone, that's not even a competition. Like that does not even exist. So that's a very good thing. And auto selfie stick removal, meaning when you are capturing scene like this, unless you know what you're looking for, you're like, okay, why the heck, how the heck it's shot? Is it drone shot? Unless you pay attention to shadows. I'm genuinely shocked that no algorithm have evolved strong enough where they're like, okay, I can delete the shadow also. I'm like, computer engineers, now it's your time. Shadow analysis, remove the shadow, paint out the shadow. It will look mind-bogglingly awesome. But it's really good. It's basically like camera disappears in your footage. That's a good thing. And it's for fun camera for most people. Like this is something that you'll, hey, I'm gonna put this on a drone and have fun with it. You can do that. If it falls, you're not gonna be like, oh, my mobile phone died. It's like you're gonna survive. And again, most likely the only thing that will happen badly is like lens will crack, which again you can replace. And for 60,000 rupees, kind of, it's not that expensive. And not to mention, the moment I compare it to any other camera brand, it's not comparable. And again, you are just buying camera, which is a flat sensor, no algorithm, nothing. It's still garbage. It's still like, what if we give you, like these are tiny screens that you can see in sunlight, or it's not as great as like 3000 nits that you can get on a flagship smartphone, but it's good. Compare that to what you're gonna get for this sort of price in your camera. It's like, wow, this is garbage. And if you try to do camera and lens combo, you'll be like, yeah, I was stupid. So trust me, flat out, for more than enough people, this sort of camera is far better add-on camera, rather than buying a very cheap camera and be very frustrated with it, or action camera, which again has some usability, but it's not like, whoa, night and day difference. This is like, there is a difference. So lot of people like the fact that it has this sort of price, and if you're coming from other cameras, you will be like, damn, they're putting effort into this thing. So it's a really good fun camera. It's not, I'm not gonna say you're gonna shoot your next masterpiece into this, but it's like fun. You're not like, okay, I'm gonna be like the nerd guy who figures out the camera. It's like, yeah, have fun. If that's what you are into, that's what you're into. Have fun, enjoy. But if you're not that into it and you want to have fun with the camera, this is your fun camera. Like somebody figured out, hey, we do 360 control in a video game using mobile phone. Why not use the same algorithm? I'm like, wow. Somebody thought, and in contrast that, till few years ago, you could not have transferred raw files from your camera to your smartphone. Even though a smartphone had the horsepower to edit it, people would literally take a credit card reader and read the card and then do it. Because why? So really good equipment for more than enough people. Like if you're going into holiday, try getting into this rather than actually just have this in your backpack and just chill. You will be shocked how comfortable this will be. So this was my presentation on the 5th iteration of Insta360. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please click the like button, share it amongst friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike. Press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free. And as always, thanks for watching.